It's your witch, Cassy Fortune, back at it again. I feel like I'm too small, hold on. Back at it again with the 100 line. I'm stuck in purgatory. Why are you stuck in purgatory? You should get out of there. I hear it's not very exciting there. I mean, at least if you were in hell, you'd be like getting tortured, but now you just got nothing. Can't find anyone playing a week at Nate's. Damn.
Up and Adam troops, time to rise
I forgot what we were
and
doing.
shine. Get ready for your 51st day. Prepare. Be ready to
first. We were halfway through.
Guys, wake up! Something's happened.
What happened, Nozomi? Upon hearing that loud cry, I dashed out of my room. What happened?
Huh?
What's going on?
I
was up early, so I went to check on Shoma and... Shoma, he... What happened to him? Just come with me, quickly! If you were to shank everyone bad, wouldn't you just win? Huh? What? We don't want people to die. We're trying to stay alive. We all knew where we were going. Everybody made a mad dash for the courtyard together. We ran through the second floor hallway and burst into the courtyard, then ran toward the cage without stopping. But only the bad people. I mean, this is a war, so yes, I am winning by shanking the bad people. There we saw...
Shoma!
Kyoshika grabbed the gate and tried to open it.
It is still locked and will not budge. Doesn't Takumi have the key?
Hold on, I'll unlock it now.
I dug the key out of my pocket and slotted it into the keyhole. That's not looking good for us, Takumi. Once the gate was unlocked, I opened it and went inside. I immediately ran to Shoma and touched his neck, checking for a pulse. At that moment, something felt a little off.
What?
What?
I touched his clothes and they were wet as well.
Well, is he alive or not?
I already checked that. As you can clearly see, he's already...
Yeah,
Maybe we can still revive him if we bring him to the infirmary like last time.
Since I had touched the body, I knew already the time had passed. Yeah, you ain't getting a pulse from that dude, right? But I decided to go along with it anyway.
Yeah, we should try that.
Cause of death, hemorrhagic shock. Estimated time of death, day 51, between 2 and 5 a.m. Multiple stab wounds on the chest and abdomen. The murder weapon is likely a sharp blade, about 8 inches long. Too much time has passed since death. Insufficient cryptoglobin present in body. Impossible to revive. After everyone had a chance to view the monitor, the mood in the room became heavier.
Huh?
The hell's going on?! How'd the killer get to Shoma when the cage was locked? Takumi, did you lock your door last night? Yes, I did. So nobody could have stolen the key from me while I was sleeping. And I know I'm repeating myself, but that key is unique. It cannot be copied. Pumpkin guy killed, trust me. Are you talking about the tomato girl?
Well, that narrows down the list of possible suspects to just Takumi, right?
Don't you ever get tired of mindlessly repeating the same thing?
Hey!
Aren't we overlooking the other possibility? That he stabbed himself like before? This time, in a way that would be impossible for us to revive him! I can't think of another reason why he'd wind up dead in a locked cage in the middle of the night. Pumpkin guy, tomato girl, close enough. She looks sus. Well then, who supplied him with the knife? It had to be X, right?
If it was X, they would have passed him some gamma fuel and a syringe.
Yeah! Ain't no one strong enough to keep mutilating yourself like that without being drugged the hell out of their mind! He could have used one of the bottles that had been stolen previously. We moved Shomo's remains to the morgue. There were now 4 bodies lying on tables there. At Ima's request, we made sure that Kako and Shomo's bodies were not placed next to each other. Ima walked to Shomo's dead body and stared at it for a long time. Then he said, You got what you deserved. Ima, I'm not gonna lie, you're kind of a suspect right now. After that, we investigated the courtyard together. Despite combing over every inch of the area, we found no trace of a knife or syringe. No trace of a knife or syringe. The only thing we found was... a balloon? Dude, it's definitely emo talk, whatever her last name was. Huh? Emo! Hold on. This one? Or, her? She's also kind of emo looking. It's not... Emu... Ema? That's a man! I mean, I definitely suspect him too, cause, whoops, wrong button. The guy who died. Why is he not listed as dead? He's dead, come on. That guy, the one who died, killed this girl, which was Ima's twin sister. So obviously he was pissed at that guy. It's hard to tell, bro, my bad. To be fair, he's literally supposed to be a femboy. Kind of his whole thing. It was lying on the floor near Shoma's cage. Though I couldn't immediately figure out if it was related to the case, I decided to stuff it into my pocket, just in case. Soon, the last rays of sunlight disappeared into the horizon, and the darkness of night took over. It was already way past dinner time. Seeing that none of us had an appetite after all that, we skipped the cafeteria and gathered at the rec room instead. This makes it 3 people who have lost their lives because of X.
We don't know for sure if X had anything to do with Shoma's case yet. Of course they did! We'd all be in serious trouble if it wasn't X. Because that would mean there are 2 killers of X's caliber running around free. So, who do you think X might be?
Everyone fell silent. This was the question I was dreading the most. It seemed like the others felt the same. Ever since Shoma shared his side of the story last night, we'd all been avoiding that particular issue. But it was time to face reality. I steeled myself and turned to Tsubasa. Tsubasa, do you still have the organic life detection device?
Yes!
Oh.
12. The exact same number as the people present here. That means... somebody among us is X! Ima couldn't be X because X is the one who wanted his twin sister dead, but it's possible that Ima did kill Shoma. That guy said among us. Do 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 do. No, wait. It could have been someone who came in at midnight and left the school before the sun came up.
Sadly, that's not possible. This device comes with a history log. At 4 a.m. last night, the number changed from 13 to 12 and stayed there.
Aha! So Sir Shoma was murdered at 4 a.m. last night.
Huh? Yeah?
Miss Magadori, we are discussing something more important here. The number reduced by 1 when Shoma lost his life, but after that, it neither went up nor down. Proving that nobody came to the school or left it, right?
Yes. Thing is, we're all screwed if we don't do something. X threatened to kill us all in that message, and they're doing just that. The more we put this off, the more people will be dropping dead, one by one.
Well, I agree with the part about doing something at least.
Hey, Takumi, you're the leader. Come up with something.
Maybe... How about we make it compulsory to move around in groups of at least 3 during the day? Didn't someone mention before that 3 is a risky number? That was because your other 2 teammates could be working together. But the situation has changed. According to Shoma, X is just 1 person. So, daughter me should be in a straitjacket, probably. Oh, absolutely, but she's my favorite! I've cosplayed her and I collect all her... Not all her merch, but I collect her merch and I just love her. Daughter me. That's right, so a group of 3 should be fine. What about at night? Feels like that's the main thing! So far all of them were taken out at night! Then we should... Sleepover time! Phew, done and done. Are we all going to be sleeping here from now on?
How bland and boring. Getting evacuation center vibes here.
Would you prefer bland and boring, or dead in a ditch? We've used curtains to divide the area up into rooms, so everybody will have some semblance of privacy.
Is this really going to work? What if the killer strikes while we're all sleeping? In fact, that's why we've avoided sleeping in one spot until now, right?
Yes, and that's why I'm thinking of having a sentry system. 3 people will be on watch at all times. We'll also rotate 1 person out every hour. Dead in a ditch eye patch pirate boy or girl. That one was a guy.
And if anything happens, just shout. That's reassuring. Now I can get a good night's rest. My skin will thank me.
Looks like we're agreed then. This arrangement should stop X from causing further harm. We should be safe for a while. Now we just had to continue our investigation and expose X's identity before they tried anything else. There was just one other thing that was bothering me. Shoma was killed today. I saw his body with my own eyes. Which meant... Bong. Yeah, up and at him. Wait, did that say 75th? I woke up at the sound of the morning announcement. The first thought to cross my mind at the time was, not again, along with a sense of resignation. Looking up at the unfamiliar ceiling, it took me a few seconds to realize I was in the gym. No, it must have been 52nd. Dude, if someone gets stabbed and the stabbed person can just scream. Yeah, today's the 75th day or something. Huh. Stood up to my makeshift bed, pulled open the curtain divider, and stepped outside. Oh no, time skipped us to day 75, okay.
Takumi!
He awakens! I ain't one to sweat the small stuff, but you gave us a real scare this time! You were out for 23 whole days!
Is that a new record?
Oh, for the love of murder. I turned slowly. Oh, his fainting disease. That's right. I turned slowly to look at everyone, then said, everyone's safe.
Thanks to your last words.
My last words? Why are they watching him sleep? Because look at that cute little face. Wouldn't you want to watch him sleep? I know I would. Yugamu is not tough. I don't know, he's pretty tough to me.
For us to move in groups during the day, sleep sleep together at night. Remember? Those were the instructions you gave us on day 51. We've been able to survive all this time because of them.
X hasn't had an opportunity to strike. That also means X is still... Yes, we still don't know who they are. If we did, we would have thrown them in the cage and tossed away the key already. Now that I got a better look at them, I saw signs of fatigue on everyone's faces. X is among us. Bum 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 bum. But I'll be killed if I walk around with only one other person. They've all had to spend the last 23 days under the crushing weight of such thoughts. It's no wonder their mental fatigue was starting to show physically.
Oh, right. There's something you need to know.
What is it?
About 10 days ago, we met the boy with the undying flames.
He showed himself?
Yeah!
Well, he was feeling very unwell, but he said he just had to tell us something. And what was that? I recently found out there's something called a distress signal transmitter somewhere in this school. It was put here in the event of all but one member of Team 1 dying. Only Team 1 though, because the two teams joining together had not been anticipated. Aren't green tomatoes still not ripe? Yeah, she's a teenager, she's not ripe yet. That's such a horrible way to say that. The people on the satellite did not think Team 2 would ever come here. If she's not ripe, she's useless. No! She's one of those useful members of the team! She can build turrets! At any rate, no matter how strong they were, a single fighter wouldn't be able to win this war on their own. Instead, that survivor would be extracted and put on standby, while the people in charge put together a fresh team for a new attempt. Make her the turret. Okay. Your favorite game! It's my favorite game too. Shoots tomato seeds. Kurara out here playing Plants vs. Zombies. 50 stream streak? God damn, Pokemon lover, thank you! Once the correct series of codes had been entered into the transmitter, it would, well, transmit a distress signal. Once the artificial satellite received it, they'd send a rescue craft to the school. The survivor would get on board and be taken back to the satellite. That's supposed to be the sequence of events. Also, the rescue craft does not have a capacity restriction. That means people from both Teams 1 and 2 can board with no issues. The second to last academy does not have a transmitter of its own, so bringing the team over here was definitely the right move. Unfortunately, I do not know where that transmitter is located. Still, it seemed to me like this information could be of use to you. That is why I came here to tell you about it. A distress signal transmitter? I've never seen or heard of such a thing before.
Same here!
After hearing that, we split up into groups to search for the transmitter, but...
We still haven't found it!
Doesn't matter. We'd have to put the transmitter on the back burner for now. Finding the identity of X was our top priority. X was most likely the one to kill Shoma. Or they could have ordered someone else to do it, like they did for Kako. At any rate, X was absolutely involved in Shoma's murder. As long as we could figure out who killed Shoma, we'd find out who X is. Alright. I clenched my fist tightly. Hiriko, Tsubasa, come with me.
Oh.
What?
Where?
To the courtyard. I'm going to reinvestigate the scene of Shoma's murder. Very well.
I don't mind, but...
What's that?
Can we have breakfast first? I'm starving!
Of course, you little cutie, you! And thus, Hiriko, Tsubasa, and I went to the courtyard together after having breakfast. Why did you ask us to come along? Can't go against my own last words now, can I?
The part about moving together in groups during the day?
Well, why choose us?
Huh?
Because you are two of my new girlfriends. Starving or not, you should be locked in. No reason in particular. I just felt like it.
Ugh. Felt like it?
One of us could very well be X. And it'll be a 2-on-1 fight.
What if X tries to destroy evidence during this investigation?
Huh?
I'm not worried. They would have already done that while I was unconscious if it was that important.
Oh.
Yes, that is true.
Then what are you investigating?
One question before I answer that. Nobody had an alibi for 4 a.m. on day 51, right? When Shoma was killed? Yes, we were all sleeping in our rooms. Well, Ava was in Ato's room actually, but you know what I mean. What about the murder weapon, or any other clues?
So far, we haven't found anything.
In that case, the fastest way to identify X is to see who could have possibly killed Shoma under those circumstances. The killer likely used a special method to kill Shoma while he was still locked in the cage. Figuring out what that method was could break this case wide open. Who could have done that was thus the best line of investigation to pursue. How exactly are we going to do that?
This place is so big that I have no idea where to even start. We need some sort of clue first.
There is a clue. Shoma's body was wet when we first found it, remember? I think finding out why may very well be the key to solving this case. I walked over to the courtyard fountain. There was a valve with the handle on the side, probably for adjusting the amount of water being spouted. I opened it completely and then a frightening amount of water gushed out all at once, making the fountain look like an erupting geyser or open dam. A giant column of water shot up into the sky and came down again like a downpour of rain. I quickly turned the handle to close the valve. Soon, the water slowed considerably and went back to its normal flow. Phew! That was close! What exactly were you trying to do?
I'm glad I was standing over here. I'd be all wet by now if I'd been any closer.
Next, I checked the central drain. It's more like a tunnel than a drain. The water flowed deep into that tunnel. There was a large handle here as well. I turned the handle and a wall came down from the top of the tunnel, completely sealing up the drain. After checking it, I returned the handle to its original position. I briefly saw Hiroko and Tsubasa staring at me in confusion as I proceeded to my next destination, the cage where Shoma had been held. We already checked every last inch of that drain. Or cage. There are no hidden tunnels underneath, and the bars are as strong as can be.
No scratches on the lock either, and no traces that anything had been tampered with. The hinges of the gate are also untouched.
As I was listening to them, my eyes wandered to the top of the cage. Officially, this cage is an animal pen. I think it was supposed to be modeled after a bird cage or something. You see that ring suspended from the top there? Yes, what about it? I had an answer, and said, lowering my glance to the bottom of the cage, where something caught my eye. This cage isn't secured to the floor. It's just a bottomless cage placed on top of a base.
But the cage is impossible to move manually! It literally weighs a ton!
How do you know that?
There was a blueprint out to the courtyard on the war room's computer that had some information about it!
I see. So it weighs 1 ton.
Hey, that reminds me! Did you know this courtyard was originally created as a biotope for space development research?
Biotope?
I'll try to keep the explanation as brief as possible. It said that before world death, Earth was full of different kinds of terrain, like arid regions and rainforests. And each of these regions were inhabited by living things unique to that area. Including plants, microorganisms, and vertebrates. For research purposes, this place had originally been created as a perfect replica of the ecosystems those creatures had been living in. air to simulate a desert environment. It can also withstand atmospheric pressures many times Earth's range.
But wouldn't that amount of pressure cause the windows to break?
Oh.
What are you talking about? Those things over there aren't windows. They're all display screens, including the ceiling. Look carefully and you'll see the light flickering every once in a while. Shit, she's right! You can see it flick. God.
There's no way the sky could be visible from here. We are inside the school after all.
You might be right, but what about the exits on both sides connected to the hallways? Atmospheric pressure can escape through those exits when it gets too high, right?
Oh.
Those places were closed in the beginning, covered by partition walls, don't you remember? Oh, right. They opened up after Saray released them.
In other words, as long as the walls on those exits and drains are down, the courtyard is a completely sealed space.
A completely sealed space. Are you done here? Shall we return to the gym? Not yet. There's just one more thing. This.
A balloon?
Oh.
The one we found during our investigation on day 51. Why do you think it was found so close to the cage?
I have no idea.
I can hardly imagine it being someone's personal belonging. The more likely possibility someone made it using the Gift-O-Matic. Gift-O-Matic? We'll definitely be able to find a clue if we go there. I really thought he was gonna ask what it was, and like, brother, we were on day 75 of your, like, 57th time. We made our way to the rec room. Investigating the Gift-O-Matic resulted in a few discoveries.
Oh.
So in summary, the official name of this is the Sturdy Rubber Balloon. It was made using a very durable material. The description on the box mentions it doesn't break easily. The balloon has a capacity of 10 liters. It should be quite big when blown up.
According to the history logs, it's been crafted a total of 100 times. Who needs that many balloons, and for what?
Unfortunately, we won't be able to find out who crafted them. That data, and only that data, has been erased. After reviewing our findings, I put the balloon back into my pocket. Tsubasa, is there a tire pump in the parking lot?
Yeah, an electric air compressor.
Is it portable?
Of course it is. It has caster wheels attached to it. Anybody can move it anywhere. But why do you ask?
Sorry, let me gather my thoughts first. I'll explain it all to everyone once I have a clearer picture of how the events unfolded. You better not be saying they fucking lifted the cage with balloons, I swear to fucking God. I'll kill you. A clearer picture?
And when will that happen?
Probably by 7 p.m. tonight. That's an oddly specific time. We returned to the gym together, where I immediately started sorting out my thoughts. The day flew by as I did, and soon it was night. The time I had asked everyone to meet me had arrived. It was exactly 7 p.m. when I quietly said to everyone, "Hey guys, can we all move to the courtyard? I have something important to discuss."
What is this important thing we had to come all the way here to discuss?
Well, you see, I turned my gaze upward, then slowly lowered my head.
I figured out who killed Shoma.
I'm glad you did, Takumi, because I didn't. Who did it? First, we must answer the how. How did the killer stab Shoma while he was inside a locked cage? Once we can figure that out, the identity of the killer becomes apparent. Because only that person could have done all that under those circumstances. Just cut to the chase and tell us who the killer is already!
All right. I'll tell you. The person who killed Shoma, it was. The name of that person is...
The person who killed Shoma is... I don't know, dog! I don't fucking know! Last time I knew, but this time I don't know! I don't know! Okay. So our hints right now are the water valves and the balloons. They used 100 balloons. Who needs 100 balloons? I'm just gonna guess Ema. Yes. I'm gonna be wrong, watch. The real killer is... you! Ema Sakumo! What are you talking about, Mr. Samino? How in the world could I have even done that? Very well, allow me to explain. What you did was, you know, it's all very simple. You were... This guy's stinging to high heavens!
Of course he is! He's X after all! Hey, now that I think about it, nobody got attacked whenever he was unconscious, right? Maybe he's trying to frame someone else to make the rest of us let our guard down.
After that, he'll tell us there is no need to travel in groups or sleep together anymore, and then commit his next crime. So he brought this matter up in a futile attempt to shift suspicion away from him. It does make sense. Yes, it does indeed. One after another, the others started voicing their agreement, and I found myself unable to offer anything in rebuttal. You leave us no choice but to lock you up. Wait, this is a mistake! I was just... In the end, I was detained by the others and locked inside the cage in the courtyard. What possessed me to even say that? I couldn't remember. But it was too late for regrets. I had no strength left to even sigh. Only a little while later, my consciousness fled from me. I had no idea how long I was unconscious. When I next opened my eyes, I saw that the cage had been unlocked. Unsure of what that meant, I pushed the door open nervously and stepped outside. Only to notice someone was lying in the cage next to mine. I ran over to see who it was.
Ava.
I didn't even need to check. It was clearly already gone. The cage was unlocked. I went inside and touched her arm. It was deathly cold. She'd been dead for at least a few hours.
What's going on here?
I stamped down my disquieting thoughts and quickly started searching for the others. My next destination was the library. As soon as I entered, I saw...
Yoshika!
I checked her body. She wasn't breathing and had no pulse. Judging from how cold she felt, it seemed like she had died a few hours ago as well. Thinking everyone might be in their rooms, I proceeded to the roof. It was eerily silent all around. There were no signs of life anywhere. Still convinced there had to be somebody around, I opened every single door to check. Takemaru's room, Hiroko's room, Darami's room. Their rooms were completely empty, abandoned. Kurado's room was next. I went inside and my glance fell on her bed. Lying there was...
No! Kurada too!
I checked her body. Like Ava and Kyoshika, she was cold to the touch.
No, wait. Maybe...
Clinging to a ray of hope, I decided to move Kurado's body to the infirmary. But... Too much time has passed since death. Impossible to revive, was all the monitor was display. I had a really bad feeling about this whole thing. Dark despondency pooled and congealed at the pit of my stomach. But it's fine. It's going to be fine. That's what I kept telling myself as I continued searching. I checked every room on the second and third floors, and then any other rooms I had yet checked. I didn't find anyone. Finally, I reached the first floor. On stepping inside the mysterious room with no name, I saw...
Yugamu.
There was no need to even check on his body. I could feel an eerie chill crawling underneath my skin and spreading to the rest of my body. The last place I visited was the garage. I pushed the door open and cautiously stepped inside. And then... when I finally registered the scene before me, I thought I could hear the sound of my heart breaking apart. I felt nothing, not even sadness or despair. I simply turned over the bodies mechanically and emotionlessly. I feel a little bad that, like, I really want to laugh at the way Hiroko's skirt is falling. Takemaru, Ima, Darumi, and Tsubasa's hearts had been removed through their back. Acting on a hunch, I peered underneath Hiroko's clothing to check her back as well. There was a large empty cavity there as well, just as I expected. But I was no longer capable of reasoning this through. My mental faculties had been taken over by a thick, impenetrable fog. Stepping outside, I wandered around aimlessly for a while before coming to a stop in the schoolyard. I stood rooted to the spot in a daze for quite some time, then a passing, soundless breeze blew past. As I took in the breeze, a slight sense of suspicion flashed through the back of my mind. How many dead bodies have I found? 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. I was put in the prison cell on day 75. How many survivors were there at that time? Should have been 12, right? Including myself, there were 12. Which meant... that suspicion was quickly dispelled from my mind when the remaining 2 survivors appeared before me.
We fought so hard in the defensive battles. Everyone gave their all. We even beat Veshness. And yet... this was what we woke up to.
Takumi... you killed them all, right?
What?
We're the last 3 still alive. No one else but you could have done it.
Her accusation jolted my mind into action, and I started to defend myself desperately.
No, it wasn't me! I went through the same ordeal too! My cage was unlocked when I woke up and I walked out to almost everybody dead!
You really think we'll believe you after what you've already done?
Who else could have done this, huh? Tell us!
Moko was right. The 3 of us were the only ones still alive. Stood to reason that one of us had to be the killer.
Come on, we're waiting! Who killed everybody if not you?
It was...
Who killed everybody? Ooh. I don't know if I've ever gone a 3-way choice before. Moko.
You! Moko Mochiro!
You killed everyone! It had to have been you! There's no mistake about it! No! 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 No!
No!
Jesus Christ, where'd you get the butcher knife? Moko charged at me deliriously while brandishing a massive butcher knife. I instinctively grabbed her wrist, snatched the butcher knife away, and slashed her neck. Takumi, why'd you do that? I watched in horror as Moko collapsed to the ground. I killed her. I hadn't intended to, but it just happened. My knees were knocking against each other. My strength gave out, and the butcher knife fell to the ground. Immediately after...
Moko! Moko! No!
Nozomi screamed at the top of her lungs and dashed over. The knife that had fallen from my hand was lying at my feet. She quickly picked it up and swung it wildly. Nozomi, you're not gonna question why she had the knife in the first place? Just gonna kill me? That's hot. Now that's what I look for in a woman. Oh.
Nozomi, why?
Nozomi was standing in front of me with an astonished look on her deathly pale face. I stared absently at her until my consciousness faded into nothingness. What an ending! What a woman! I love women with sharp objects. I love being a woman with a sharp object. Anyway, Mystery Route, Revenge for Moko. Oh, this is the wrong... Yeah, that's the ending I just did. My type of woman right there, you're telling me, buddy boy. I'll show me, were there other endings if I chose the last one wrong? Oh, there is. We're gonna actually try to go back and see if we can figure out, this one. Who... The person who killed Shoma is... Shoma's body was wet. The thing weighs a ton. Can Moko lift a ton? Who could have done it? It was clear. I'm like taking wild guesses at this point because I literally don't know. Obviously I guessed Ima and that was wrong. I don't think it's gonna be Tsubasa or Hiroko just because they helped me. Moko Mojiro? I don't know who's behind it! I don't know! The last one I knew, I kinda got the vibe. I was like, yeah, okay, this all makes sense. Okay, so let's see. Shoma was put in a cage. I'm the only one with the key, but it wasn't me. The cage is not attached to the bottom, but it weighs a ton, so it's really hard to lift. But you can valve the water valve. You can flood the place with water. No one here can, like, breathe underwater. No one here, I think, is known for holding their breath exceptionally long. I feel like based off vibes alone, it's either Yugamu or Moko. No, I don't think there's any reason to think it's him. For no other reason, then let's try Moko. I have a feeling we're just gonna be going back and guessing, over and over again. The real killer is... you! Moko Mojiro!
Oh, are you daft? How does that even work?
Very well! Allow me to explain! What you did was... you know, it's all very simple. You were this guy's speaking. Yeah, okay, we saw this. Chapter select. Exact same. Alright, at this point we're just gonna have to start going down in a row. Yugamu. I don't know who did it. I don't know what the clues are. I'm stupid. Never make me a detective. You got me Mokage. What a funny joke. Please go on. I'm very curious to know what you'll say next. Specifically about how I presumably did the deed. Yep, okay.
I don't know who did it.
We're literally just gonna go down the line. Because I don't know. I don't have any hunches. I have to treat each and every one like it could be the correct killer. But then skip as soon as I figure out it's not. The real killer is... you! Kurata Usuzuki!
Huh? Ha! You facetious freak! I'd like to know how you think I did it!
Very well. Allow me to explain. What you did was, you know... Fuck! Nozomi. I don't think it was you. You're a little pathetic. I like you like that. But you know. The real killer is... you! Nozomi Kirifuji!
Takumi, what do you mean? How could I have done that?
Very well. Allow me to explain. What you did was, you know, it was all very simple. You were... guys, help me. I don't know who did it. Hey, we already tried Ima. Takemaru. You really loved Kako and Ima too, so maybe you were like getting revenge. Because they're like your children, but not actually your children. They're like your weird adoptive children. It's like what we did in DRX, the pseudo-adoption. The real killer is... you! Takemaru Yakushiji! Har! You mess with me now? Tell me how I did it then, eh? Very well. Allow me to explain. What you did was you know, it's all very simple. Yep. Okay. Please! I don't know what. Watch I go through the entire line of people who are alive, and then it turns out that, like, Shoma or Eito did it. No, I said we're going down the line. We are going down the line. Even though, because they helped me, I don't think Hiruko or Tsubasa did it. The real killer is... you, Hiruko Shizuhara. Excuse me, was that a joke? Explain how I did it then. Very well, allow me to explain. What you did was, you know... We'll get it right one of these times. Thank God we can time travel, right, guys? Right, guys? Okay, daughter me. The real killer is you, Darumi Amamiya.
Wow, this guy's just the pits. How the heck would I have killed him, huh?
Very well. Allow me to explain. What you did was you know, it's we are running out of people to guess. I have 3 more suspects. Look at her little smile. She couldn't have done this. Why am I accusing her? The real killer is you, Tsubasa Kawana.
Well, wait a minute. Are you out of your mind? How is that even possible?
Very well. Allow me to explain. What you did was you know. There's like 2 more people to guess, and if it's not either of them, then I'm killing myself. What if I accuse her and then they immediately just blow her up with the bomb? Wouldn't that be funny?
The real killer.
Holy shit! That one was voiced! I think it is her!
You, Ava.
How is it Ava? Why is it Ava? What was your motive?
What are you saying, Takumi? I came to the school on day 21. I couldn't have written the first threatening note or killed Gaku. That means I couldn't have been X.
Indeed.
What?
I didn't say you were X. What I said was you're the person who killed Shoma.
I did not. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Shut your mouth and just watch. I'll be exposing every last detail of your criminal wrongdoings from start to finish.
Yes, please do, Takumi, because I'm so confused. Oh! Her mask! That's the main point of evidence! She can breathe without she can use her mask as like a gas mask, so she flooded the place with water probably to lift up the fucking cage and then like swam under there and stabbed him. Okay. What makes you think I'm the killer? Before getting to that part, we'll have to explain how the murder even took place to begin with. Shoma's dead body was found in that cage. He had been stabbed multiple times. That means you had to have figured out a way to get inside the cage. But the door was locked, and you were the only one with the key, Takumi. Yes, I did have the key, so you couldn't have used it. You used another way to get inside. Another way? The key lies in the design of that cage.
The design? What are you talking about?
The bottom's not secured. I totally forgot about her, like, us giving her the mask. It's just a heavy iron cage mounted on a base.
I don't understand. That cage isn't secured in place. What of it?
You lifted it up.
The cage could simply be lifted up.
So you went inside from the bottom. What nonsense is this, Takumi? How is it possible for anyone to lift up such a heavy metal structure? Very true. That cage weighs about a ton. Not something that anyone can move with their bare hands. Well, wait. Aren't you contradicting yourself right now?
You claimed I lifted it up, but now you're saying it's too heavy to be lifted? Is there even any way to do that?
Oh, you used the balloons, didn't you?
You used buoyancy.
So you filled the whole fucking thing with 100 balloons and then flooded the place with water. And because the balloons were filled with air, it lifted the cage up. Okay. Buoyancy? That's right. You made the courtyard a watertight space by closing off the drains. And then you flooded the entire place.
Huh?
There's a fountain there, right? You opened its valve fully to release an enormous amount of water through the nozzles. Turning it into something like an erupting geyser or opened dam.
Huh?
You left the fountain valve wide open for a while to fill the space with water. Oh, I'm sorry. Your explanation was so outrageous I couldn't help but be amused. Takumi, do you not know how powerful water pressure can be? Even if we assume water was released into the environment after covering up any openings, some would still leak out because those walls would be under constant pressure from the force of the water. No, that wouldn't happen. That's how this place was designed. Because the courtyard was originally constructed for a certain special purpose.
Special purpose? What special purpose?
Space development research.
This place was a biotope to be used for space development research.
It was designed to be able to withstand atmospheric pressures many times Earth's range. That's what Tsubasa said.
Yeah, that's right!
And that's why it's impossible for water pressure to cause any leaks. After a while, the place becomes filled with water. Considering the water flow of that fountain, probably took about 3 hours for water to rise to the top of the cage. Shoma was killed at 4 a.m. Counting back from that time brings us to 1 a.m. for the approximate time the water started accumulating. Even if you were right, the entire cage is made of iron. It literally weighs a ton. You said so yourself.
It wouldn't shift around simply from being submerged in water. Buoyancy doesn't work that way. How could anyone have lifted up a heavy iron structure like that?
Sturdy rubber balloons.
By using sturdy rubber balloons.
Rubber balloons? Ones that can be filled with air up to a capacity of about 10 liters. You inflated 100 of these balloons and put them into the cage. To be more precise, you put the deflated balloons into the cage first, before inflating them. Archimedes' principle states that upward buoyant force is equal to the weight of displaced water. 100 balloons that hold 10 liters each equals 1,000 kilograms. In other words, the effect is 1 ton of upward force. That cancels out the weight of the cage and reduces it to near zero. You would barely need to use a single finger to lift it then. You were able to easily lift the cage with just the slightest effort. 100 10-liter rubber balloons, that's just not... It would be impossible for me to inflate so many balloons in such a short time. How could anyone have done that? More than likely, he used a certain tool.
A certain tool? Well, what
At
tool
McDonald's.
was it then? What exactly could be used to inflate that many balloons so quickly?
Oh, this Dr. Pepper tastes off. That's sad. Either way, the tire
The
pump.
bicycle tire pump in the parking lot. It's an electric air compressor.
Ah, my fries! Hold on, Takumi. Hold on, my french fries. It's mounted on wheels and can be easily moved here. My dinner. Using that would make it a literal breeze to fill up all those balloons. I see. That method does make it possible for the cage to be lifted up while it was submerged in water. But don't you find it strange? If the cage had been underwater for that long, Shoma would have drowned inside. Yet the Revive-O-Matic stated his cause of death as hemorrhagic shock.
Doesn't that conflict with the sequence of events you've laid out? If your deduction holds true, Shoma would have drowned to death before he was stabbed.
Nope, wrong. Oh shit.
Shoma likely breathed the air that was in the balloons.
You mean he untied them?
Huh?
Oh, we're trying to desperately stay afloat. I've heard of more believable miracles. Huh? Wait, what did I get wrong? Give me a minute. I need to rethink this. Please stop wasting my time. Damn it. I'm just trying to eat
Doesn't
my
that
McDonald's.
conflict with the sequence of events you've laid out? If your deduction holds true, Shoma would have drowned to death before he...
Nope, okay, fucked up again.
He must have held his breath like his life depended on it.
The world record for holding one's breath underwater is 24 minutes. That's more than enough time for you to lift up the cage, slip inside, and then... Wait, the record was made after the person breathed in pure oxygen first, right? We saw signs that Shoma struggled like crazy at that time. He wouldn't have lasted more than a few minutes, even if he'd held his breath. Yes, it's right. That was what I was about to say. Yeah, we're wasting your time.
Doesn't that conflict with the sequence of events you've laid out? If your deduction holds true, Shoma would have drowned to death before he was stabbed.
The cage wasn't completely submerged.
The water only had to stop being below the topmost part of the cage for it to work. Discharging water equal to the volume of the cage itself created the buoyant force needed. Shoma kept his head above the water's surface and breathed through his mouth. Gaping and gasping for air the whole time. You took this opportunity to lift up the cage while underwater, slip inside, and stab him multiple times. What happened to the water in the courtyard after that? You opened the drainage wells to drain it away.
Then the courtyard should have still been wet when we discovered Shoma's body. But was it wet? No, not at all.
Hot air blast.
You used blasts of hot air to dry the place up.
What? I mentioned just now that this courtyard was originally created as a biotope for space development research. Because of that, it's perfectly capable of reproducing a desert environment. Which means it has the ability to blast hot wind around the area. After draining the waterway, you activated that setting to dry the courtyard. Due to lack of time, however, the water didn't dry up completely. When he first discovered Shoma's body, it was actually still somewhat damp. It was dry enough, though. Plus, we were all distracted by Shoma's dead body. That's how we failed to notice the remaining wetness in the area. The only thing we did notice was that Shoma's body was damp. Fine. I understand. This is utter foolishness. Let me summarize what you were trying to say. I went underwater, lifted up the cage, and stabbed Shoma multiple times while he was gasping for air at the surface. Then I dove underwater again, turned the valve handle to open the drainage wells. Look, Takumi, I am neither a diver nor a mermaid. Even if I was an expert at holding my breath.
A regular person would struggle to do even one of the things you're accusing me of. And underwater at that. It's all completely unrealistic.
Mask, baby!
No. It's absolutely possible.
You used your mask, Ava. Tsubasa told me about it. There's a miniature air tank in your mask. It allows you to use it as a sealed gas mask. You can breathe for up to 30 minutes using it like that.
Yeah, I did say that. I never thought it would work underwater, though.
Yes, I remember now. My mask did have a function like that. But someone stole it from me. That person must be the real killer. Yes, that has to be it. I know I am right.
You've been cornered and you know it, Ava. Just admit that you're the one behind this. Your mask was unique. It's custom made to fit a specific shape. According to Tsubasa, you're the only one who can wear it. You were right, Ava. This isn't a crime that a regular person could have committed. Only a diver, mermaid, or someone with that particular mask could have done it. Ergo, the person who could wear that particular mask is the culprit.
This case would have been a lot easier to solve if I remembered her mask at all.
And only one person in this world can put on that mask. That person is standing right in front of me. It's none other than you, Ava! You're the only one who could have killed Shoma!
No! 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 No!
Why'd you do it, Ava? Only took me 10 guesses. Takumi, you're right. I killed Shoma. The method and flow of events were as you deduced. I have nothing to add. But have I really done something wrong? I, too, had been threatened by X. I had no choice. When did you meet X? A short while before 1 o'clock a.m. on day 51, just before the murder. I heard a knock on my door. And you opened it? Yes. Why? The thought that it might be X outside that door did flash through my mind briefly. But I am not a part of the SDU, and I wasn't even here when you saw the threatening note. I just assumed I could not have been on X's radar.
Well, what did X say?
I have the remote detonator that will trigger the bomb inside your body. Here it is, in case you think I'm lying. I'm going to give you some instructions now, but you don't have much time. Follow my orders quickly, or else. Should you go against me, or tell the others about my existence, I will detonate the bomb in your body immediately.
Wait, what's going on? How did X get their hands on the detonator?
Well, you see, probably because you guys gave a copy to everyone!
Huh? Maybe they stole it from one of us.
No, X said they obtained it through the proper channels, from Tsubasa herself.
No! I duplicated the device and gave a copy to everyone. I'll pass you yours later, Takumi.
No, we are 100% sure X is one of us. No, I think you can remove me from that list. I passed the first detonator to Hiriko and never got it back, and haven't received the duplicate from Tsubasa yet. That is fair. Sir Takumi shall be taken off the list of suspects. Everyone else started scrutinizing each other with great suspicion, not daring to even move their bodies, only their eyes. Hey, Ava, just one thing! Yes? X said they'd blow you up if you told the others about him, right? Yes. And that's what you're doing now. You feeling okay?
my, hasn't X blown you up yet, indeed?
I believe they could, if they wanted to. The device is small enough to fit in the palm of someone's hand. It could be hidden in a sleeve.
Oh, thank you for patting the witch ghost.
In a sleeve, on their chest, or around the waist, and no one would notice. It would be easy to simply press the button at the opportune moment. Boom! But X cannot do that for one particular reason.
And what's that?
Takumi, do you remember what I told you about the bomb mechanism before? Yes, I remember. Anyone standing within a 25-yard radius at that time will be blown into smithereens. 25? That makes the blast diameter the length of an Olympic-sized swimming pool.
Basically the length of this entire courtyard! That's why X isn't pressing the button. Because they'll be caught in the blast as well.
And it's not like they can simply run away. Taking such action is as good as admitting you are X. That's why X has got their hands tied, eh?
This is the perfect opportunity.
For what?
For us to get more information about X from Ava. Since they can't blow her up, we can ask her anything we want.
Great idea. Ava, do you know anything else about X? Their height, body shape? They were dressed in the same outfit Shoma previously described and used a voice changer as well. So it was not possible to discern who they were by their looks and voice, but...
What?
Ava looked down. A short, hesitant silence later, she spoke up again.
Actually, I figured out who X is.
By their mannerisms.
Their mannerisms?
I just want to eat my chicken nuggets, Ava. Can you guys be more voice acted? You know how some people will subconsciously touch their chin or play with their hair when thinking about something? These sorts of mannerisms. They tried really hard to hide it, of course, but I still managed to pick up on them.
So... who was X?
All right, I will tell you. X is. The real identity of X is.
Suddenly, a sense of dread washed over me. My mind started working overtime as I went through all possibilities. Maybe X would really press the button now? Everyone thinks X won't do it because that would mean blowing themselves up as well. But if their identity was revealed, it would be the end for them anyway. They might even prefer to die with everyone in the blast over being caught and imprisoned. In that case, why were they pressing the button now, before Ava could reveal their identity? Were they banking on the possibility that Ava might say the wrong name? If she did, X would just sit back and watch the show without doing anything. If she really said X's real name, they could always press the button at that time. Surely X was adopting a wait-and-see attitude right now. It might be dangerous for Ava to say that name out loud. Even if she got it right, everyone would die anyway. Still, I might just be overthinking things. X could be hesitating simply because they were afraid to die. What do I do? What should I do? There's literally no time to hesitate any longer. My final decision was... when you're trying to eat chicken nuggets, but Takumi won't stop overthinking. I wanna know who it is, I don't care if we die. We're in a bad timeline anyway. Kako's dead. I decided to let Ava finish her sentence without interruption. However, she stayed silent after that and refused to say another word.
Ugh.
How dare you, Ava? What is the matter, Lady Ava?
X got your tongue!
Or do you actually not know who X is? What? Then why did you pretend like you knew? At Ima's question, Ava suddenly... She smirked and let out a chuckle, looking as if she was mocking us. When I saw her expression, the truth dawned on me. Of course. You're afraid, right? You're afraid to die. Ugh. Even if you were forced to do so by X, you were still the one to kill Shoma. That is an unforgivable act. Then you thought to yourself, I'm going to be thrown in the cage again. This time they're never going to let me out. Why should I stay then? I'll blow myself up and take everyone in the SDU with me. But you were afraid to face death. You never had that courage to begin with. So you decided to leave it in the hands of X, right? The act of pressing the button to activate the bomb.
Oh, that's why you lied about knowing X's identity.
Wait, that means you going along with us all this time was just an act? When you said you hated Veshness, was that a lie too?
Also, you could gain her trust and gather intel while hiding in plain sight?
Ava said nothing in response. Her lips didn't move for a second. But something else did. Her hands. The detonator is on a joint in my left-hand pinky finger. Moving it in a particular motion triggers an explosion. Ugh! My body moved before my mind did. I exploded into action and dashed over to Ava at breakneck speed. I grabbed her left wrist and shouted loudly.
Get away, everyone!
At that, everyone made a mad scramble for the exit. After that, Ava grabbed my shoulder and forced me to face her. As I did, I saw a raised foot and... I found myself being kicked away. I landed near the exit, where there were 5 other people. They had just reached the gate and were not yet outside. The other 5 had rushed to the exit on the other side and were about the same distance away as well. I quickly stood up and looked in Ava's direction. She pinched her little finger and said,
Is this the courage you said I didn't have?
She pulled on her little finger without a trace of hesitation. Well, fuck, dude.
Up and Atom troops, time to rise and shine! Wow, it's finally your 80th day of active service here at Last Defense Academy! We have just 20 days left! The end is really in sight now! Just a bit longer until humanity is saved! Work together to protect the school and humanity, okay?
It's day 80. I was already so used to waking up and finding out that I had missed a bunch of days that I was more surprised by the fact I was somehow still alive. Come to think about it, I seem to recall someone pulling me back with great force just before the explosion. That could be why I survived. I wonder who saved me. I didn't see who it was, but I remembered a lavender fragrance. I can think about that later. Is everyone okay? I stood up from the makeshift bed, pulled open the curtain divider, and stepped outside. And then... Tsubasa and Moko are gone!
Exactly what I meant! They were both missing when I woke up! You were the last three on watch last night, right? Yes, but halfway through my shift, I felt a pain in my neck, like someone had pricked me. Somebody must have jabbed me with that stolen anesthetic, because I blacked out immediately. And when you woke up, they were both gone? That's what I've been trying to say.
It was at this point that everyone noticed I was finally awake.
Sir Takumi, I see you have decided to rejoin us in the land of the living.
5 days no see.
Oh!
Pretty fast, all things considered.
Yeah. Hey, shouldn't we be looking for Tsubasa and Moko?
Yes, the 9 of us here will split up into groups of 3.
After some discussion, we decided on the following groups. Group 1, me, Nozomi, Doremi. Group 2, Takamaru, Kurara, Kyoshika. Group 3, Hiruko, Yugamu, Ima.
Let's go find them!
And thus, we embarked on the search for Tsubasa and Moko. We visited every place in the school to see if we could find any traces of them. However... they're nowhere to be found. It's already been an hour since we started looking! Suddenly, we heard a strange voice coming from the schoolyard.
Bad news! Teams Takumi and Takamaru.
Oh, sorry, that's Hiruko.
Teams Takumi and Takamaru, can you hear me? If so, come to the parking lot right now.
We gave each other knowing glances before rushing towards the stairwell together. Takamaru's team was already at the parking lot by the time we arrived. There were a few trees near the parking lot. Hiruko and Takamaru's team were staring agape at something near the top of them. Dread started to pool in the pit of my stomach. I turned slowly and cautiously to look at the direction of their stares. What I saw was...
No. No!
oh dear.
How?
It was clear they were both dead. Blood drained from my face and I felt sick to the bone. Now 5 of my friends were dead. I didn't know how my heart wasn't breaking apart. Somehow, I held myself together and said,
Help me lower them to the ground and move them to the infirmary.
Subject, Tsubasa Kawana. Cause of death, hemorrhagic shock. Estimated time of death, day 80, between 5 and 8 a.m. Multiple stab wounds on the chest and abdomen. The murder weapon is likely a sharp blade about 8 inches long. Too much time has passed since death. Insufficient cryptoglobin present in body. Impossible to revive. Subject, Mokomojiro. Cause of death, hemorrhagic shock. Estimated time of death, day 80, between 5 and 8 a.m. Lacerated carotid artery. The murder weapon is likely a sharp blade of unknown length. Too much time has passed since death. Insufficient cryptoglobin present in body. Impossible to revive. After everyone had a chance to view the monitor, the mood in the room turned utterly gloomy. We silently moved their bodies to the morgue. Hey! Do you mind if I mention something?
Huh?
Go on. Just trying to eat some chicken nuggets, man. Everyone keeps talking. It's something I noticed about Tsubasa's back!
Huh?
She got her heart stolen like the others! Wait, how did you know about the hearts being stolen?
Oh.
I decided it was not something worth hiding and told them about it. Ah, right.
But I don't think the cases are related. Neither of them had their backs cut open. Then what is it you wanted to tell us about Tsubas's back? I noticed it when the hem of her blouse hitched up while we were moving her body just now.
Darmi walked over to Tsubas's body and removed the sheet that was covering it. He turned over the body and pulled the blouse up so we could all see the strange thing on her back.
Huh.
2?
Think so. Could also be a Z or an N as well. I don't know.
Huh?
The mark is small enough to be completely covered by a hand.
Huh.
Not located in the center, but more toward the left side of the spine.
Huh?
This is indeed curious. The purplish color even makes it look like a bruise.
Oh!
What could this number mean? Nobody had an answer to that. We checked Moko's back as well, but there was no marking at all, let alone one that looked like a number. After that, we turned them both back around, closed our eyes, and put our hands together to pay our respects.
Moko! Moko! Moko!
Nozomi clung onto Moko's body and wept bitterly. Her anguish, chokes, and sobs reverberated throughout the hushed morgue. Night soon fell, and when bedtime approached, Kurara suddenly brought something up.
I found this in Tsubasa's space. Can you guys take a look at it?
The organic life detection device.
Huh.
9, same as the number of people here.
Huh?
Okay, that was my last chicken nugget. Now I can actually focus on the game. You know, I should have just eaten my nuggets while there was an ad break going. Ain't about time you just showed your hand, X. You're one of us here, ain't you? No criminal in their wrong mind would happily come forward to identify themselves when asked. How about this, X? Fess up and promise to throw your sick little ass into jail. So come on, help us out here.
Are we only talking to X right now?
To what?
X instructed someone to kill Kako and Shoma. What if it was the same this time?
Huh?
Hey, don't you go putting weird ideas into my head. You're basically saying there are 2 killers among us. Bum 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 bum. Ba-da-da. Excuse me. Whatever the case, we should probably be sleeping together. I agree. X should still have some of that anesthesia left. Another option is to increase the number of people on watch. But it's probably safer for everyone to just sleep in their own rooms.
What do you think, Takumi?
I folded my arms across my chest and thought long and hard about it before saying, Yeah, going back to sleeping in our own rooms might be the better option at this point. On the condition that nobody opens their door until the morning announcement. Are we clear on that? Surprised you didn't faint, Takumi, my boy.
Be ready to...
You love fainting, and people just died. Oh yeah. I didn't black out despite having gone through so many stressful events yesterday. I didn't know why. It wasn't like I'd been cured of the fainting disease. During the day, we split up into groups to investigate the deaths of Tsubasa and Moko. But we didn't find a single clue. Soon, the sun started setting. Darkness took over.
You never will then.
Good night. Happened right after the bedtime announcement had played. The sound of the doorbell sent a chill up my spine. Was it X? Were they here to get me? Those thoughts raced through my mind as I gingerly made my way over to the door, where I was greeted by a familiar voice from the other side. I know what you're thinking, Takumi. Maybe Hiroko is X, right? But you would be wrong. I'm not X. Yeah, you say that, but... Just listen to me. I need to tell you something. You are likely innocent because you did not have the detonator for Ava's bomb. For that reason, I trust you and want to tell you something I remembered. What is it? I'm going to the morgue now. If you trust me, meet me there. I will be waiting for you. I heard the sound of her clacking heels getting softer and softer until it went completely silent. What should I do? I don't believe Hiroko is X, but... damn it! I hid my infuser under my clothes as a precaution and ran directly to the morgue. I have never met an idiot as stupendously naive as you. Did you even consider what would have happened to you if I really had been X? But you said you weren't! Only a gullible idiot would believe a potential suspect is not a bloodthirsty serial killer simply because they said so. Gritted my teeth in frustration, then said, Anyway, what was this thing you remembered? Hiroko walked over to Tsubasa's dead body without a word. She stopped in front of the body and removed the sheet. She turned the body over before lifting the blouse up. It's that strange number we saw yesterday. What about it? This is her liver mortis code. Liver mortis code? It's a unique number that appears on the back of all SDU members when they lose almost all of their cryptoglobin. Only those from Team 1 have this. Where did you hear about this? That is a 3-day-long story I can tell you another time. All I can tell you now is that this is a very reliable piece of information. She moved to Shoma's body next, removing the sheet covering him. She flipped his body around so that his back was facing up. There was a large, gaping hole there. Shoma too? Yes, I believe X must have done this. But when? We've been moving in groups ever since he died. Well, there was just one sliver of opportunity X could have taken advantage of. What's that? When Ava self-destructed, everyone got caught in the blast and were knocked out. It was the next morning by the time we regained consciousness. X must have woken up sooner than the rest of us and... Hiroko showed me Eiichiro and Gaku's back cavities next. Finally, she turned Kako's body over. Now we have 4 cases on hand. Every wound is the same shape. X used the same method to remove their hearts from their bodies. Sure seems that way. What do you see when you look at this wound? Well, the outline is rather clearly defined, like they were cut open with a scalpel or something. Oh, I get it now! It's in the exact location! That has to be it! The part of their backs with the liver mortis code has been cut out. Well done. Is it the same for Moko? Haven't you been listening? The liver mortis code only shows up on those from Team 1. Moko is from Team 2. Naturally, her back is code-free. After saying that, Hiroko returned the bodies to their original positions. Hold on real quick. I fear I might be developing a cold, but we shall see. But why would X do such a thing? I'm guessing it is because they do not want us to learn of their existence. If the bodies were left in their original state, somebody was bound to notice the code sooner or later.
Oh.
So they cut out the part with the code in order to keep them hidden from us. Why dig out the hearts too? Most likely a red herring. Think about it. What would be the first thing to come to your mind if you saw that multiple bodies had only a certain part of their backs cut away?
Huh?
I would think there had to be something on our bodies as well. You see, now you're getting it. You would think X is targeting something invisible on that part of our bodies, right? And what would you do with that information? What am I supposed to do? For example, I would cut out that part of my body before X could get their hands on it. Or cover it with something, like a tattoo of a soaring dragon. X would likely be highly inconvenienced if we did that. That is why they took out the heart as well. Oh, is the code used to activate the distress signal, maybe? They wanted us to believe their target was not that patch of skin on our backs, but the hearts in our bodies. That's why X did that. Though that still leaves us with one question. What's that? I'll explain later. You see, X's objective has to do with knowledge of the liver mortis codes. Our current hypothesis is that X cut out that particular part of our skin. This is just like Saw 2. Oh my god. Fucking Saw 2 reference in the 100th line. Not because they were avid skin collectors, but simply to stop us from knowing about the existence of the codes. But if that is true, why set up the red herring? Because if X's objective was only to know what the codes were, they could have simply gotten rid of the bodies once they saw it. They could have tossed the bodies into the wall of fire, buried them in the forest, yet X did none of these things. Why? I'm not sure, but maybe they needed the bodies to be left in the morgue for some reason. You think so too? Yes, X clearly wanted to leave the bodies in here. But by doing so, it would allow us to find out about the existence of the liver mortis codes. And that is why they went through the trouble of setting up such a complicated red herring, removing the skin and hearts of those already dead. So the question is, why does X want the bodies preserved? That is what I'm trying to find out. Let's put that aside for now and talk about something else. Why does X want to know what the liver mortis codes are? Kind of related to the I think I'm coming down with a cold, but we'll see. My nose is like stuffy, and it is frustrating when you're trying to fucking voice act. I'd like to be able to breathe and talk normal. It has to do with the distress signal transmitter. The transmitter the boy with the undying flames told us about? I recently found out there's something called a distress signal transmitter somewhere in the school. It was put here in the event of all but one member of Team 1 dying. Once the correct series of codes had been entered into the transmitter, it would, well, transmit a distress signal. Oh, I know! The correct series of codes he mentioned. He must be referring to the Liver Mortis codes. Yes, there are 10 people on Team 1. Entering 9 of our codes will summon the rescue craft. Because knowing the Liver Mortis codes of 9 people indicates that 9 people have entered total death. Total death?
Oh?
It means the complete cessation of life. In this state, a person is impossible to revive. Okay, but how did you come across all this information? The same way I came across the previous information. By remembering them. Oh, the 3-day-long story you were talking about. Yes, I will explain further when time is more on our side. For now, our priority is to identify X. Do you understand now? Do you understand why I said X's objective is to find out the Liver Mortis codes? Does this mean X is trying to summon the rescue craft? It is very likely. They can leave the school? Quite so. Which also means X already knows where the distress signal transmitter is located? Because the Liver Mortis codes would be useless otherwise. That is a logical line of reasoning. Keep going. We find the If we find the distress signal transmitter ourselves, we may find a clue to X's identity! Yuriko nodded deeply at my words.
Oh.
That is why I'm going to start looking for the distress signal transmitter now. Care to join me? But it's almost midnight. What are you, 5? Oh, alright. A boy just wants to sleep. He loves sleeping. Hideko and I ran around the school all night in search of the distress signal transmitter. We found nothing in the end. It's almost 6. We're not in our rooms for the morning announcement. The others may suspect us of being X. Yes, we should call it a day for now and... Just as Hideko was about to finish her sentence. Kurata! Shh! Hide yourself! What in the world? You made the rule that we should never go anywhere alone, remember? So why is Kurata wandering around by herself then? Oh, now that you mention it. We peered out from around the corner of the hallway to see where Kurata was going. She quickly vanished in the direction of the staircase. The sound of footsteps on the floor above us slowly became softer and softer till we heard the roof door closing. Then there was silence. Kurata went upstairs. I mean, we are on the ground floor. But she just came from that staircase. Why would she come down the stairs just to go up again? Maybe she didn't come down the stairs? Are you saying... We started investigating the area around the staircase, groping around wall surfaces to see if we could find anything. And then...
What is this?
A secret door.
Let's see what's inside.
Yes.
Behind the door was a staircase leading down into pitch darkness.
Kurata didn't come downstairs.
She came up from here.
So, at the end of this staircase...
Yes. There's something to be discovered for sure. Let's go see.
This place. I cannot believe we're still discovering new places in this school on day 82. Hi, Shishi! Thank you for the bits! Welcome in, welcome in.
Huh?
It's freezing in here. Your unfunny jokes made the heat in the room shrivel up and die. I don't recall making any jokes. There is a device of some sort in the middle of the room. We should check it out. Yuriko and I approached the device and stared at the display monitor. Is this what I think it is? There was a user manual of sorts in the bottom left part of the screen, which read, Distress Signal Transmitter. Enter the liver mortis code of each SDU member in the blank spaces on the screen. A distress signal is transmitted when 9 correct codes are entered. However, should a single incorrect code be entered, poison gas will be released from the tank behind the device. Okay, I was wondering why you couldn't just put in random numbers. This is a special gas designed to instantly dissolve all types of physical objects. Neither a gas mask nor a biohazard suit will offer any sort of protection against it. You have been warned.
Oh.
This is it. This is the distress signal transmitter we were looking for. To think it's been here this whole time.
Aha!
This is a major discovery! In my excitement, I started looking around the other areas of the room. The next moment, I felt my blood going cold. I saw something I hadn't noticed initially because all my attention had been on the device. An object in the corner of the room. No, that wasn't an object. It wasn't... That was... Her undergarments, either way, whatever she's wearing is pretty cute. But also, that wasn't Kurara who went upstairs. Someone's wearing her clothes and mask. Kurara Usuzuki's dead body.
Wait, what? We have to take her to the infirmary.
Don't bother. A dead body doesn't freeze up that badly within an hour or so.
So, she's been dead for a long time?
You have eyes? Can you not see? This is definitely Kurara Osuzuki. I know because I've seen her real face before. The one beneath her usual tomato head mask.
I've seen her face before too.
On that note, do you remember who we just crossed paths with?
Kurara Usuzuki.
Yes. Someone dressed like Kurara.
But the real Kurara is here. Which means...
I was gonna be like, Hiriko, I'm not stupid, but Takumi is stupid, so continue.
Who the heck was that?
One thing is for sure. That person is none other than X themselves.
You have arrived at Story Lock 3. You will not be able to progress without meeting certain conditions. Try exploring other branches for now. I've never reached the Story Lock point before. Interesting. I've seen them, like, along the path, but I've never actually, I think, tried to do one. Actually, I think just different endings are story locked. Time to do other endings, I guess. I can't continue down this fucking path. Crazy shit. What if I said Nozomi killed everyone?
I'm sorry, Nozomi, but you're the only one who could have done this!
How? How could you even say such a thing? It wasn't me. It really wasn't me. No, forget it. I don't care anymore. Everyone died like that. So I... She suddenly screamed at the top of her lungs and ran off towards the wall of fire.
Wait! Nozomi!
I quickly followed her. Before long, we reached the wall of fire. But Nozomi did not slow down. She continued running at full speed. Right into the wall of fire! Jesus Christ, Nozomi.
No!
This wasn't what I wanted. All because I made that accusation. Because of me, Nozomi. No, wait. It's going to be fine. I may still be able to make it. I'll save Nozomi. Drag her out of those flames and... My body was already moving before I could finish the thought. I launched myself into the fiery flames. The very next moment, I was vaporized in an instant. My consciousness seized just as quickly as my body was reduced to ashes. Damn. Fucked up. Mystery root, a kind heart, well done. Ah! Wesker pillow! And the last choice of this little branch. Who killed everyone? You want? I get it! Who killed everyone, you ask? Why, it was me, of course. Takumi Sumino. And they lock me in jail and they leave without me and I die here.
I think I probably just didn't remember it.
Because there's no way either one of you here could have done all that. That means you must be right. It was me. I must have killed everybody, somehow, without being conscious of it. That did happen in a different route, buddy. I slumped my shoulders and hung my head weakly. Immediately after...
Oh!
I knew it! As Moko said that, she reached behind her and took out a large butcher knife. Why do you have that?! The next thing I knew, I was staring at my kneeled body, arms drooping lifelessly on both sides. Huh? How was I able to see my own body from this angle? That was the last thought that ran through my mind before I blacked out completely. Alright, so that's 96, Mystery Route, terminated Sumino. Okay, now we have to go back and do other paths. Who killed Shoma? Why is there a third path? Who killed Shoma? Hold on, I'm curious. No, there's only 2 paths back here. Let's go back and do the who killed Kako and get it wrong. The person who killed Kako is... Eito Aotsuki! The real killer is... him! Eito Atsuki!
Huh? Sorry, what? Huh? Eito's long dead, though. Yeah, you killed him yourself, Takumi!
What the hell? I don't get what you're getting at all! I think that makes you the killer, Takumi! I feel the same. Indeed, he's behaving very strangely. One after another, the others started voicing their agreement, and I found myself unable to offer any rebuttal. You leave us no choice but to lock you up. Wait, this is a mistake! I was just... In the end, I was detained by the others, locked inside the cage in the courtyard. What possessed me to even say that? Couldn't remember. It was too late for regrets. I had no strength left to even sigh. Only a little while later, my consciousness fled from me. I had no idea how long I was unconscious. When I next opened my eyes, I saw the cage had been unlocked. Unsure of what that meant, I pushed the door open nervously and stepped outside. It was eerily silent all around. There were no signs of life anywhere. Wondering where everyone had gone, I decided to walk around the campus and search for them. Went to the garage on the ground floor first. I opened the door and I stepped inside, where I found...
Darumi.
My poor girl Darumi, they took her sweater off of her. I hadn't even needed to check. She was clearly already gone. I went closer and touched her arm anyway. It was scaly and dry to the touch. It had been quite a while since she passed. I checked her back and saw a large gaping hole there. Her heart had been removed through her back.
Why would someone do this?
I put that disturbing thought aside and quickly continued searching for the others. My next destination was the library. As soon as I entered, I saw...
Yoshika!
I'm dying a little, don't mind me. I checked her body. She wasn't breathing and had no pulse. Judging from how cold she felt, I knew she had died a while back as well. I flipped her body around gingerly. Her back was still intact. Her heart hadn't been stolen. I decided to search all the classrooms thoroughly. Then I checked the first floor, second floor, and third floor. I even checked the roof. There was nobody to be found. My last destination was the gym. The moment I opened the door, I could hardly believe my eyes.
What happened here?
Checked everybody's bodies. They were all cold to the touch, just like with Darumi and Kyoshika.
No, wait. Maybe?
Clinging to a ray of hope, I moved everybody to the infirmary. But... too much time has passed since death. Impossible to revive, was all the monitor would display. Thought I had heard the sound of my heart breaking when those words flashed across the screen for the 6th time. I felt nothing, not even sadness or despair. I simply turned over their dead bodies mechanically and emotionlessly. Hiriko, Tsubasa, and Ima's hearts had been dug out from their backs. Urara, Moko, and Yugamu's backs remained intact. I was no longer capable of reasoning this through. My mental faculties had been taken over by a thick, impenetrable fog. I left the building and walked around the back. What greeted me there was a familiar sight.
Shoma.
Sight of a dead body that had been divested of its heart. I wondered where my own heart had gone. I could no longer feel it beating, like it had stopped. Felt like time had stopped. The world had stopped. Everything had stopped! But time had not stopped, as proven by the gradual darkening of my surroundings. I wandered around the academy with no purpose, until I finally stumbled upon the 10th dead body. To be more precise, blue blood, or is there just not a lot of blood showing? The 10th and 11th dead bodies.
Takimaru. Ava.
She should have red blood. We've seen her get stabbed. I checked Takemaru's back. His heart had been taken, ripped out of his body. Ava's back was untouched. No other part of her body had been cut either. I stood rooted to the spot in a daze for quite some time, and a passing, soundless breeze blew past. The breeze jolted me to my senses, and the gears in my head started turning again. 11? Put in the cage on day 50. How many survivors were there at that time? Including myself, there were... Very next moment, a great amount of blood suddenly started spurting from my neck. I understood for the first time in that moment that I was still alive. At the same time, I realized I would be dead in 2 seconds. But I had no way of telling that prediction of mine came true or not. By then, my existence had already been erased from the world. Now I didn't have a choice. I didn't get to accuse Moko or anything. She just fucking stabbed me. Actually, Moko was dead already. Who was alive there? Mystery Route, Lost in Darkness. Would it show me who's still alive, or... No, it just shows me everyone who, like... Okay, so that's the story lock. Oh! If I say Takumi, there's a completely different thing. I don't even think I tried myself. I was like, nah, it's not me. Yeah, Takumi did this!
I don't have any memories of it, but... the killer... it could very well have been me.
Yeah, like I've been saying all this time, right?
But how could you not have any memories? It's simple. I just don't remember. Then you cannot be the killer. But I don't believe any of you here could have done something so cruel. Also, I'm the only one who could have gone inside since the key was with me. There are other reasons too. Nothing happened when I was unconscious, right? That would make sense if I was the culprit. The cause of my fainting disease may have played a part as well. Traces of treatment found on damaged parts of the brain. Fainting disease likely developed as an after effect. Those damaged parts have actually yet to heal properly. I could have gotten up subconsciously at night and did all those things without being aware of it, right? That's what I'm saying. It was probably me. Maybe. And then you leave us with no choice but to lock you up in a cell.
Are you okay with that, Takumi?
No.
Huh? You're still trying to put up a fight even after you've confessed?
I wasn't confessing. I was just saying it's a possibility.
But you were so confident you knew who the killer was.
You are being utterly incoherent. Anyway, hold him down, everyone. Oh, okay. Fuck you, Ava. It was you, you bitch. Stop. Stop. Stay away from me. I said, stay away! Ah! I screamed and started running. You bastard! Stop right there! I burst out of the room into the hallway and just kept running. Some time passed. I was finally able to throw off all my pursuers after running around the school haphazardly.
I'll be in danger if I stick around here. I should leave the school for a while and get my head together.
I headed to the entrance hall and grabbed a fire extinguisher before sneaking outside. Before long, I arrived at the wall of fire, but somebody had been lying in ambush there. Yugamu. You are... Sorry, that's not the voice. You are X. No! But you basically admitted it just now. I told you I was just throwing out possibilities! Save your excuses. Now I can finally kill you without regrets. What? Have you forgotten that I am an assassin? Wait, does that mean... Yugamu pulled out a dirk and walked towards me with a smirk on his face.
No! Stop!
Nozomi!
Nozomi! Why?
I saw you, so I ran after you.
Yugamu! How could you do this?
Hey, this wasn't my fault. I was just trying to intimidate you. Killing you had never been my intention at all.
Sure, assassin boy. I charged at Yugamu with a feral roar, and we grabbed hold of each other. As we were struggling, we lost our balances, and our bodies careened into the wall of fire at the same time. The very next moment, we died together. Very gay, very yaoi, our bodies vaporized in the blink of an eye. My consciousness seized just as quickly as my body was reduced to ashes. Mystery root dance in the purple flames. Very yaoi indeed, isn't it? Yaoi time, yaoi time. Alright, and now I think literally the last thing I can do, to try to clear that block. Shut Ava up! Shut Ava up! Yes, yaoi is the best. We love yaoi in this house, almost as much as we love Yuri. Both are great. Shut Ava up! Shut Ava up!
Ava, stop! Don't say anything.
Hey! What are you up to now?
Wherefore have you stopped her? I explained my reasoning to the others. I get it. You're afraid. You're afraid X may try to take us all down with them. At that, all of a sudden we heard. Ava burst out laughing to everyone's astonishment.
Mind sharing the joke with the rest of the class?
The joke is how you are all being so obtuse!
What?
It's the same!
What is?
Your ultimate destiny!
Wait, are you?
I shouted, but it was already too late. Ava had pinched her little finger and pulled it without any hesitation. Now that's a woman. Mystery root, pinky promise. But also, that didn't clear a story lock. I can't finish until we go back and unkill 8, though. I've done everything else on this side? Let's see. There's no open branches anywhere except that story lock. I'm free. Actually, I'm not even free. That's what feels so unsatisfying is I've almost cleared out this entire side. But I can't. I need to unkill Ato. And, I don't want to go. That feels like something that needs to be done at the beginning of a stream, you know? So, we're gonna call it early here. Go to the chatting screen. Turn down my background music a little. We're gonna unkill Ato next time, I guess. God, that feels so unsatisfying, and I imagine it's gonna feel really cool and satisfying when I can go back and finally finish that route. But, right now I just kind of feel sad. Thank you for coming, thank you for watching. The next time I will be live is tomorrow with some Dead by Daylight with my sister Spooks, and maybe we'll open up for anyone to join. Aw, you're okay, you're welcome. Yippee! Thank you, Pokemon Lover. Thank you for your long-ass streak. Jesus Christ, it's a lot of streams. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.